I went into Super Mario Brothers music by accident.
That's good.
Sean.
All right. This is Stoner Morning Show. It's Saturday morning, February 5th. If you're watching this live, if you're not watching this live,
Or in America.
It at one point in your life was Saturday, February 5th.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And good morning.
And a Saturday morning.
Yes.
For you guys.
Yes. It's always morning somewhere is like a working tagline of this. You know?
Yes.
Because it is. Because sometimes we do stuff at night, but it doesn't matter. It's morning somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always morning.
And sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's night somewhere else. When it's morning where you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's possible that it's always morning in space. It's not night. It's not night. There is light around.
Yes. The only time it's dark is when something's in its way.
Yeah.
Like if you're in space by itself, or you know what? Let's be honest. If you're facing the other way, that's when it's morning. Really, because that's what Earth is, right? We're just facing the other way. So if we just if we have our back to the sun, you got to call it morning. If you're in space.
Mm-hmm. Jason, what's
you don't have to.
new? Jason, what's new in your world?
Give us we got like 12 inches of snow yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you gone outside?
Everything's
since?
Good. Yeah, I have. I shoveled the driveway. And then
on Thursday night I was at a music jam session in somebody's living room.
Oh, I saw the video Instagram, I think.
And
the music.
Yeah. I went to see Zarif play, Zarif does our Monday shows at Tiny Cupboard. But my family started sending me pictures of being snowed in. So I started sending them pictures of this very cool, eclectic
living room jam.
With that, yeah.
Yeah. It's cool.
I wasn't trying to brag, but
I
did.
I was on, but not in a positive way. I was jealous because I was like, let's go in and experience that fun vibe, man. That's great.
Yeah.
One of those cool things that I miss about New York.
So, Jason, don't mean to brag in front of you. You got snow, but you always have that cool light in your place. So you've got good stuff going on. You're having fun.
Woohoo!
Overalls, I guess maybe because of Ralph and now Jay is wearing overalls. Is it happening again? Like how I see a lot of female fashion is back to when I was in my teenage to early 20s year. And now I see more and more people wearing overalls. Is that happening too? Because that was pretty big overall thing.
These are more snow pants than they are overalls.
Okay. That's fair.
I
think Jay, you're frozen. Yeah. What's the difference?
Really warm.
I think material, right?
Well, let's talk about it. Jason, what's the difference?
What, the material? I'd say this is a Gore-Tex material. It's got a little down in them, and the difference is I'm naked underneath.
All right. I'm not trying to start a fight, but I feel like snow pants are overalls. Material doesn't matter.
Fight taken. I know you don't want to start it, but I'll no.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you. There's no fight here. They're just overall snow pants. You just have to combine them. It's hard not to mention both at the same time.
Yeah,
is what I'd say.
I got a difference.
What?
My when I walk, it doesn't go boom, boom, boom in regular overalls.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. That material doesn't make that noise?
This material makes that noise.
Oh, it does make that noise. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a snow pants noise.
Okay, hold on. Our friend Christy says snow pants are not overalls. Well, if you just have snow pants, just the pants, then they're not overalls. But if you have snow pants with straps or suspenders, oh, and then she says, I have snow pants that are not overalls. Yeah, they probably don't have straps.
Yes. Yeah,
And
yeah.
she says,
That's why I
okay.
kind of feel like what Jay
I
got.
do believe-
You have to say, you're like, hey, get my snow pants, and then you're like, which ones? And like, the overalls,
Right.
right?
do believe
That's how
this-
that
this
conversation
part-
would go.
This part
Jay?
is called a bib. A bib.
Hmm.
Oh, is that really what it's called?
Yeah.
Hey, that's some upstate New York knowledge.
Yeah, you're really dropping knowledge on me. Man, I remember one of the favorite, I don't know if you guys have a favorite item of clothes that of all time, you know?
Right.
Does that make sense? You know what I mean? Like in my whole life, there's like a handful of items of clothes that I had that I really loved. And one of them was a Brooklyn Dodgers, for a while, Brooklyn Dodgers, they were selling hats and a lot of logos and stuff like that. And a Brooklyn Dodgers overall with the big B on the front, and it was pinstriped, and the shorts, they were shorts. So, but they were past the knee, and like Kid and Play and crisscross and cross-colored jeans were popular. And I would have the one overall off and hang over.
Yeah.
And man, I thought it was the coolest and you know what I also did? But that was my favorite. And then the ridiculousness, I got a cabbie hat that was like kind of floppy to the side, and then I thought it was some fashionista. I'm poor as shit, and there was one time a week, but I'd wear it every week. I looked like the cool, I just felt like this is the shit.
Oh yeah, mix up the day. Sometimes it was a Tuesday outfit. Sometimes it was like Friday.
Yeah.
I can
Just
remember.
remind people that I have one item of clothes.
I feel
really
like,
cool.
yeah, I feel like I cared more about my fashion when I was like in the 4th and 5th grade than I do now. Like, if I was going over to a friend's for a sleepover, I would choose my Friday night outfit and the Saturday night outfit.
Yeah, agreed. That's so funny.
And
Now you just grab the closest thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Is this clean? But you know what, too?
Now I have clothes that people have given. Now I have clothes that people have given me. I'm that kind of guy that has friends who they think I need clothes for free. I have friend hand-me-down clothes.
Well, that's what I was gonna say is when we were kids, everything was clothes that were given to me.
Oh,
know,
sure.
so yes.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what I just realized. I think maybe we cared about it more because our taste was already being developed, and we would, like, I don't like this, but my mom gave it to me, and it's the only clothes I wear, or this isn't that comfortable. But now we buy all our clothes, so it's like everything I have, it's pretty much I like for the most part. Jay, he's just giggling.
Is he thinking about overalls again?
Overalls, what do you think, Jay?
Overalls?
Overall of this, the whole
Yeah.
time.
Overall of this, I
yeah.
think it's great. I think it's great. I'm for underalls, overalls, and outeralls.
Good one, Jay.
Yeah.
He loves it. Yeah, that's a good little pun.
We talked about overalls. Jason dropped some overalls. He did. Okay, I came up with like a thought, like a word problem, like a thought puzzle.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Or I don't know, something interesting to think about. Okay. Some scientists, if they think too far ahead, people think they're crazy in a way, right?
Yeah.
Like people in Galileo's time, people thought Galileo was crazy, but he was actually right about some things,
Yes.
And
yes.
that's true now too. In a way, like 15 years ago, people talking about the multiverse would have been like, "Oh, you're crazy,"
Mm.
All right, so it's possible we have people who are alive right now who are kind of thinking too far ahead in the future, and we would have maybe thought they're crazy, but like, all right. So if that's true, we might have like scientists or like people at MIT, working on
Getting laughed out.
Yeah, but they're currently they're currently working on telekinesis. There might be people in the world today who are currently trying to figure out how to move things with their mind. It's possible.
Oh, there
right?
are.
Yeah,
there are
for sure.
Okay. Good. We all agree.
Goats, the killing goats or whatever. Remember that?
Yeah. But I think that was mind reading or remote viewing.
It was all that.
It was all
telekinesis.
I want to talk specifically about telekinesis. All right. People in the world are probably trying to figure out how to do it. And if they're trying to do it, it's probably a solo endeavor. Maybe they're working in teams, but maybe they're also working on it by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And so what if it's possible that to learn how to do telekinesis? I hope this ends up being interesting. Anyway, what if you have to be alone to do it? What if you can't do it in groups?
Sure.
Like what if somehow figuring like the training wheels of riding a bike is like you have to do it alone when nobody can see you do it. And then once you do that, then you can do it in front of people, right?
It's like with Star Trek, like you're not allowed to talk to the planet until they have warp drive.
Right. So it's what I'm saying is that it's possible that we have people who are alive right now who can move things with their mind, but they can't do it in front of other people. Yeah. They don't know how to do it in front of others. So
it's a frog in the box that sings.
Yeah.
Remember?
So
the Warner Brothers frog.
I think what we would have to do in order to fix that is to connect people in the world who currently can move things with their mind. Because like they probably, if they can do it by themselves, they might be able to do it in front of each other.
Yeah.
And then
they have that thing.
Right.
And then by that doing it, it's like also like peeing in public for some men.
Yeah.
And then they get more comfortable with it, and then they could just start.
Right. Anyway.
Well, we're putting it out there that if somebody can move stuff, if you're alone listening to this podcast or watching this on YouTube, and you can also push things with your mind or pull things, any kind of movement whatsoever, shaking.
Yes.
Shaking is fine. We'll accept any of that. We want you to just DM us, and we'll put you in contact with anybody else who responds. You can share whatever little information you want. We're not going to send anything else that you don't, but
agreed.
If you can push things, pull things.
And maybe you won't hear this for 2 years. Maybe it'll be found 2 years from now. The offer still stands, I guess.
Yeah, there's the four of us will for sure. Some of us are going to survive.
Well, let's put Jason's email address on the screen. Let's have him email him.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I have an email that I use for just this occasion.
Oh, what is it?
It's Jason at work.
Jason at work?
I'm sorry, it's Jason C at work at gmail.com.
Okay.
Yep.
Hold on, I'll put it up.
There you go. It actually spells Jason Catwork.
I thought it was going to be Jason Knows the Future at gmail.com. That would have been an amazing email right now.
Is this it?
I'd be like, whoa, he does.
Is this it? Jason?
Ooh, we got ticker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, that's it.
All right, so then, if email Jason or us, but all right, he volunteered by
your question.
Yeah. All right, I thought I had something else, but I don't know.
Listen, man, it's a great idea to just putting things out to the future people to reach out to us.
Right.
If anybody does watch this in the future for whatever reason, it'd be nice to say hi. Just I'm talking like 3-4 years plus, 20 years even better.
I'm talking farther. Like maybe somebody will find this video a generation away or two and be like, "Hey, let's reanimate these guys."
Hey, wait, we got this guy Jason's email address. We could reanimate him.
Yeah. And then, but you have our email addresses. So if for
let us know too.
Yeah, in the future, if you need an email address to reanimate somebody, ours are out there.
I would even say, Jay, if you're the only one because you were bold enough to put out that email, and it's just they could only have the power enough to reanimate one of us, and it's you. Just know that I'm really proud of you, and I hope you have a great rest of your life.
Thank you, buddy.
You deserve it, buddy. I'm excited for you. And remember us.
Yeah, if you happen to have a blanket with our photos on it, like hold that close to you. And I think you do have that blanket, right? Do you still have that?
Yeah. Oh,
I do.
and if you get kids, if you happen to get kids, then too, we also expect to be named after us as well.
Sure. All right.
Sorry, future wife of or donor of
One of your
egg.
sons is to be named Sean Lex Cunis,
and Precious Gorgeous.
and then one of the other ones is Lex Sean.
Yeah.
And then Ralph can get his own name. You can do a third child.
He deserves it. No, I can't even argue.
Yeah.
Great.
All right.
Well, all right, that's settled. Now that the legal talk is out of the way.
Yeah. We're putting a lot of good stuff.
What do you think? Sean, I'm sometimes I get stuck in a YouTube loop, and then you posted the Dune audio thing.
Yes.
Last night, was it last night?
It was. Yeah.
And it was. I love that stuff. I started going into a rabbit hole of audio.
Sure.
What's the word?
It was a making of featurette about the sound design of the movie Dune.
Oh wow!
You know what I like?
Yes.
I like that they're thinking about like feelings when they talk about it.
Oh sure.
You know, it's such a weird intent of an art. You know, to like, I want somebody. Well, I mean, that is what art is, though, right? Is like I want somebody to feel this way, but then they think, well, what does this? How can I make some feeling audio?
Yeah.
It's very psychedelic.
It was. I think the director even said he wanted to evoke psychedelic feelings through audio.
Yeah.
My one thought of after watching that is like, in some ways they made it easy to sound like it sounds easy to be a sound designer the way they talked about it, because they were like, hey, what if it just sounds like this?
Mm-hmm.
It sounded like they were
yeah. That's a good point.
throwing out ideas to have the engineers like move the buttons. So in some ways, if my takeaway from the video is that I now think that I could be a good sound designer, that was probably not their intent. So failed to reach me in the way they wanted it to. But no, it wasn't.
Sorry.
It wasn't.
You finished?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
To me, that job does seem like it would be cool until I actually watch them do it. And I'm like, this is exhausting. This is maddening. I'd go nuts if they would go like, all right, that punch in the face doesn't sound right. Give me a different type. And then you're like slapping different meats or, like walking downstairs. Every stinking noise that they make. And they don't even just say, does it sound like that? Because gunshots don't sound like that. People getting punched in the face. But now we associate it through that art. And now, but then they're still artists themselves. So they're making new punches in the face sounds. It's so amazingly ridiculous.
Right.
It's how you trick the brain.
Yeah. Jason, have you watched the new Dune?
I have not yet. You guys totally spoiled the movie for me.
How?
Now I'm gonna have to watch it without the sound.
You read the book
without the sound.
You read the book before.
We ruined the sound for him, is what he's saying.
Oh, the
Sorry
sound.
about that.
Okay, that's the one thing he didn't get. Yeah.
One thing that was
from a book.
Yeah.
One thing he don't get from a book.
Yeah. One thing that was ridiculous about it, and sorry, Jason, this is going to be a spoiler now, is that there were flying ships that looked like insects, that looked like dragonflies, and I think the director was like, okay, so we didn't want it to sound like an insect. We also didn't want it to sound like a helicopter. So we had to figure out how to make it sound like both of those. And it was like, you didn't make a brilliant statement.
No. Yeah.
Like any non-sound designer could have said that thing.
Yeah. When they talked about the worm, they were always like, everybody started saying God, 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 God. It was like, all right, we got it. You were all in a room at the same time when they got the mess,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Everyone got the sound memo.
Yes.
Dune.
But
anyway, the movie was good, but I enjoyed it, but I also kind of don't know why people are into it.
I saw a couple clips of because I watched a real shitty version of it, but it was nice to watch that. I watched shitty like bootleg copy when I watched it on my phone, so I did not get to have a cinematic experience that I'd normally have liked.
Got it.
So when I saw it on the YouTube clip that you had, I thought I could see why visually. I mean, that's the thing that you want with this movie is the visual. From my understanding, well, I remember watching it and it was like the movie ended right when the book got good. And I remember talking to you guys about how I was like muddling through that book at first.
That's right.
As a movie, I'm more excited about seeing the next one. Is what, like visually. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
No,
that was my review of it, and because somebody asked me like the day after I saw it, I was like, "What did you think of Dune?" And I was like, "They showed you a movie, and then the movie ended by them saying, but wait, but the movie hasn't really even started yet."
They said that
movie. No, but it's like, oh, that's what I said. Yeah, it's like the next movie is the movie. This really wasn't the movie. This was
that's the truth.
This was pre-Dune.
Yeah.
This is like a prelude to get you up to the story of what you want to watch.
Right.
It's really weird.
Yeah, we sold you Dune, but it was really pre-Dune. Dune 2 will be Dune.
Yeah.
So we've never had a Dune movie.
Never once a Dune movie. We've said a lot of Dune
all these years.
Pre-Dune. Yeah. And it's a great way to describe it. Pre-Dune.
Right. Jason, drop some fascinating articles on us. Have you read anything good? We have a guest who's supposed to show up for like it's the third week in a row with the frog. We'll see if he joins us.
We'll see.
Yeah. I haven't read anything good. I've been busy the last like couple of weeks doing crazy stuff, and I haven't read that much. I'm trying to think.
Well, don't start Dune. It's too long. Don't bother.
Yeah. That was a book to get at the beginning of COVID.
Yeah.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
This isn't a time for books, according to some parts of America, because evidently they're burning books. Jeez.
It's crazy.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Burning books. It's so weird that even is a conversation at any time.
Yeah. I thought we were like past that in society.
I think the net positive, I'm trying to look at the silver lining. The net positive is that this will create a need in a lot of children to read books that they're being told not to read.
Yeah. I didn't pay attention to Catcher in the Rye until I heard I shouldn't.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think of it optimistically, even though it is a scary thing. But it's been, I don't know. Our parents grew up with people burning books in other parts of the country. Yeah. So, and they made it out.
Man. Yeah. It's cyclical. And, I always say, because I mentioned that's the book that I'm reading.
Yeah.
It's The Fourth Turning. Where is it? Right down there. The Fourth Turning. And it's funky. I haven't gotten far in it. It's arduous as well. I'm hoping that soon Paul... I don't know. I'm making Dune reference. Sorry, but point being, it seems like it's supposed to get funky around now, which is interesting. It'll come from all angles, but it's. I hope that it's an evolution, not a. I like that saying, evolution, not revolution. Don't go back to the same shit. Let's try to get past some of the shit.
We haven't had some comments in a while, and I want to know if people are watching. If it's my telekinesis talk that lost you,
or if my rambling.
I think it was the telekinesis stuff.
I like it.
I haven't been able to refine the theory. That was the first time I spoke it out loud.
I understand what you're saying, so you didn't do that bad.
Okay, good. Jason, what were you?
I watched a show like the other night about telekinesis. And,
oh yeah.
And how they are actually working on it with like. Because they have those robot arms that attach to like they on the skin and everything, and so you're able to use them like a real arm, but they're just like skin contact and everything. Yeah. Thank you, Don.
Yeah, where did you Where did you see that?
I think it was on Discovery Network or something like that.
I saw some kind of TikTok video of that too, where somebody got a chip in their brain and they're moving a robot arm around. And that's exactly what I was going to say when you're talking about telekinesis too.
Oh, yeah.
Is
that counts?
I think I might have said it on the show before. I really do believe humans are that thing that can just create whatever we're talking. If you really like the future, is it going to be dystopian? Is it going to be Star Trek? It's going to be both, because we are imagining both, and some people get drawn to that.
Right.
And I really do believe that, there was a time when man said, I want to fly, when he's looking at a bird and nobody's ever flown before. And it's like, well, we're not flying like birds. The first guy had to make a plane, and then making jets and stuff like that. But now we're getting closer and closer to Iron Man. And literally, how far is that from a man saying I'm flying, right? There's guys with jetpacks and stuff like that. And so we might not have that physical capability, but our minds are able to create and figure out how to make the tools so that we can do whatever we want to do.
Yeah.
And that's what's people don't want to recognize. It's scary that you are exactly where you want to be, as shitty as it might be sometimes, and as happy as you might be, and then it leaves. You're always where you want to be, and you just got to fucking get there,
Yes.
If you want to do something else.
Yeah, Jason has a question or a comment.
I do remember something I just read. It was something about it was something about consciousness and how that this one doctor thinks that our consciousness can survive outside of our body, or actually they've proven that our conscious can survive out of our body, outside of our body, which is a proponent of like going into
Astral,
putting
astral
putting our brains in putting our brains in like a cyborg or robotic bodies. So they so I was reading an article about that.
Or figuring out some real Freaky Friday kind of shit. Let's try that. Can you imagine all right, Jurassic Park was at one point the amusement park of the future, you know what I mean? But an amusement park of a future beyond that is like, hey, come to this part of the world.
You get to be Jennifer Aniston for a day.
Yeah, we're going to put you in someone else's body.
Yeah. And just to be random dude.
Right.
You just like you just work at like the pretzel place. Auntie Anne's pretzel place. Just a random,
But that might be fun for you somehow.
Hey, like John Malkovich.
It smells nice in there. Yeah. It smells nice.
It does smell nice in there.
Yeah.
It makes the whole place, that whole area,
You know how there's theme bars, like there's tiki bars, or like maybe an Irish bar is kind of a theme bar in a way.
Dive bar, sure.
Dive bar, yeah. There should be a bar where it's just like it feels like you're at an airport. Like when you come in, they give you like luggage to roll around.
Yeah. outside of an airport bar.
Yeah,
because they have those. Yeah, it's an
And you're not traveling, but you will feel like it will capture a little bit of that excitement of like, ooh, I'm going somewhere.
It might open people to conversation.
Right.
Like, where are you going?
Yeah. And it's like, well, I'm here tonight, but next week I am flying to Portland or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Or they just role play.
Sure. All right. I'm gonna be back in like 2 minutes.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, Jay, the only thing I can think about is overalls now, and I don't want to talk about them anymore. No, just does Daddy jump out and do the hop of when he's jumping through 12 feet of snow?
Oh yeah.
Or does he just bulldog
the road?
Mm-hmm.
Until we get to the road, he does the hop.
Does he get it now and enjoy it? Because he's a North Carolina dog. Is he like?
Yeah, he still hates it.
He's not happy about it?
No. I mean, he's happy about it, but for like 5 minutes. I bought booties for him, and I make him wear booties when we go on like long walks or we go out on the ice. I'll make him wear like booties.
And he's comfortable with that now?
No, he still walks like a freak. He walks like. But
man, I had when I had Nitsky, he did not dig snow at all. I remember once when like the first snow I had, I kind of tossed him into it, and he just landed and then just stared at me and just sat and stared like, what the fuck, you know? And then Amy was like, just go get him. He doesn't like it. I'm like, yeah. It's just so sad, you know?
Yeah.
My dog did not want to play ever,
Oh.
which made him the best dog ever afterward.
All right, I'm back. My camera's back on. I bet it looked like I didn't leave, but I did leave.
Your
Yeah,
whole
those are-
area? Your room?
I left the room, yeah. I turned the camera off, left, and then came back, sat down, and then turned the camera on. So it probably felt seamless for you, but I did leave. I don't know. I guess I'm just trying to look at it from your perspective.
Yeah. Well, you were gone. You were definitely gone from my perspective.
Okay,
But but it was for a short time.
yeah. I didn't just turn the camera off. I was gone for a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm back.
I think we got a good 3 sentences out.
Oh, all right.
Definitely gone.
All right. I did come up with a Star Wars fan theory.
Oh
Okay.
no, I want to hear
You wanna
this.
hear it? Okay.
I do.
All right.
You
It's
you
that
have some amazing ones.
we'll see. But I think Star Wars is ultimately about it's a statement that priests should be allowed to marry and have kids.
Oh.
Go on.
Okay.
Oh.
Because we could look at the journey of Darth Vader from child to like mass murderer
Oh yeah.
as like a Jesus story. But if
Sure.
but what if Jesus was bad?
Yeah, he's a disciple.
Yeah. Well, he was like a virgin birth. He's very powerful.
Oh yeah, that deal.
And
But
he was called.
he was born into a religion.
Yeah, he was also called the Chosen One. There was a prophecy of the
Mhm.
Chosen One, which is like what Jesus fulfilled, in our world. Okay, so our Jesus did not have kids, but he
Yes.
was the Son of God, and he died on the cross, and he did good things, and we're saved. All right, but Darth Vader became bad and started is powerful, and it was like killing people. But he had a son.
Yes.
And the son
And they brought
eventually
him back.
corrected that thing. So it's
Mhm.
like Jesus didn't have a son, but luckily he was good. But it's good to have. It's better to have kids because your kids may eventually correct anything that you're doing that's bad. And that's
Can I
why
say?
we should have priests with kids because the kids
Yeah.
might keep them in check. Boom.
No,
That's
it makes a lot. It does make it makes a lot of sense.
okay.
I can't argue with anything that you're saying.
Right.
I do think that priests should have sex. And
And
there's nothing in the Bible that says it
Right.
shouldn't.
Right.
But Star Wars is definitely pro. Jedi's having babies,
Yeah.
and
So
I would say though
none of this
the only
arguing
thing that
about
I'd say is
none of this arguing about Boba Fett. That's what Star Wars is really about. Okay, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, we always talk about Jesus as a really, really good person, right? Maybe the
Yeah.
best person,
Mhm.
but like he died at 33, so like we don't know if he grew up more.
True.
If he, same stuff as what they say about Kurt,
Good point.
Marley, and all those things. So like, we don't know. He could have been like Darth Vader. Was how old when he turned bad? 20
Early 30s,
couples.
maybe.
Early
Late
30s. Yeah,
30s.
that's what I'm saying. It's right around that age where you start making some life choices.
Yeah.
And, Jesus was around some good people, but he sounded like he was around some bad people too. He could have gone either way.
Right.
And I don't know, luckily for the world's sake, I don't know, he died. It sounds horrible, but to say that it's lucky that somebody would die, but, we get to look on him more fondly. Some people
Yeah.
more than others.
They get to become a Force ghost or whatever.
A Force ghost, yeah.
Jason, do you have any Star Wars theories?
No, but if someone does have a Disney Plus sign on, send it to me and I'll come up with some good ones for you.
Hell yeah. Hey, and we have your email address queued up.
There you go. There you go.
Somebody hook up this dude with a Disney Plus,
There you go.
JasonC@work@gmail.
You're still giving money to artists.
Right.
Either way.
Yes. Good point. All right.
You know what they did? Oh, is he there? I'm sorry.
No, our scheduled
You got a
guest
direction?
hasn't showed up yet. This is the third time he's supposed to be here, which is fine. If this Kermit the Frog guy, who's somebody we found on Instagram, if he ends up being our Matt Damon, we just always talk about him showing up and he never does. I mean, for everybody involved, I guess.
Well, I can't wait to meet him because I've always been a fan.
Yeah. We can't plug his stuff because that's his job.
Yeah.
To do. So we'll wait for him to plug it.
I forgot what I was going to say, so I'll be directing the show.
Was it something about peanuts? Is that what you're eating?
No, I just have it's right now it's like sunflower seeds and raisins, and I think these might be dried strawberry because they're really, really like soury but delicious. Like you eat it and you're like, ooh, shocking, and then you're like tangy.
Yeah,
it's a nice transition in the mouth. You know what happened to me today? I was walking to 7-Eleven to go get cigarettes or something like that, and then this dude, I just walked by him and this guy smiles or whatever. So when I walked back, I said hi to him. I was like, Swati Krap. And he's this, he's like, oh, Swati Krap. And then he's like, where you from? I was like, America, New York, America. And he's like, he's like, I want to practice speak English with you. And I was like, cool. And then we just drank beer for like the next 2 hours and tried to talk to each other.
Yeah.
And he was in the army for like 48 years. And he was around when like they had the Vietnam War. And I was like, what did you think about it when that happened? Yeah. And he was just like, oh, Thailand played it smart, man. We were like buddies with Japan and buddies with buddies with China. And they just buddied up to both of them. That's when they got really friendly with China. And he goes, we're still right in the middle. He's like, they know it's China and America, just like dancing that.
Well played. Well played.
Yeah, well played, Thailand.
For the betterment of all Thailand. So
it's interesting.
Did you learn any words? I know he was wanting to practice English, but did you learn any?
Chao Rai means how much is that kind of thing? Like I asked that for some reason. And then I'm pretty stoned and before I was drunk, so that's not, maybe when I'm sober I'll remember. He taught me a new way to say thank you. And he didn't want to teach me much. He was trying to was like, he wanted to talk English.
Yeah, it was his time.
But I kept trying. Yeah.
Sure.
I just tried to give him my focus and attention because he's lonely. I could tell he was lonely. He's retired and he just hangs out now.
Wow.
He might not be lonely. Maybe that's his life now. He just buddies up to random people for the night to, hear interesting stories. Sounds fun.
Yeah. I was down with it.
Yeah.
Is kind of what I came here for in a lot of ways.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
The first time I came here, when I was in Malaysia, and I don't know if I told you that, Sean, where I was like in a town where I was the only dude walking around, and they were like, "What are you doing here?"
Yeah.
I was like, "I just wanted to see what's up," and like the next day, the dude came and was like, "All right, you want to see? I'll go show you," and he just drove me around and shit.
Oh. Like
older son.
You saw temples or
No, he showed me like where you went fishing. He showed me here. We went to a restaurant and we went to like and then he took me to his mom's house and then I hung out with like a family.
Right.
Wow.
And I was just making kids laugh and nobody spoke English and it was weird as fuck. But it was like really sweet.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sounds like a Wes Anderson film.
Yeah, I feel like I learned a little bit about, life or something.
Yeah. I've thought about how fun it would be if I was able to create a walking tour of New York City where I just tell people something that happened to me on this corner.
Yeah, I like that.
Like one time I saw an argument and then whatever. Yeah, I mean,
Not-
I'd have to be there to know the stories. You know what I mean? I can't do it now.
I will throw this out to you. I don't know if you know Davidson Boswell. He's a comic originally from North Carolina, but up in New York for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Fantastic writer. He writes really sarcastic, funny articles. We should try to have him on because he also did that as a little bit of a tour. I remember seeing on his Instagram or TikTok where he'll go and say like, "Oh, this is the building that I got fired at for blah blah blah," or "This is where my ex-girlfriend worked." Where he did like 3 or 4, 5 of those. I think that it's
What's his name? Davidson Boswell.
Yeah, Davidson. I remember that because it's a ridiculous name.
Yeah,
Boswell. I think Boswell.
Like that. Can you see that?
I think so.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but it's definitely Davidson.
All right.
And
it's out there.
yeah,
Perhaps somebody with telekinesis will hear or watch this episode, or maybe someone who knows Davidson Boswell.
I mean, we are both New York comics who I'm sure other New York comics once in a while watch us.
Sure.
Once in a while.
Yeah.
Maybe some viewer will just take it upon themselves to track this guy down and do the work for us.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I'm sure I could DM him, but I don't want it at this point. Now I kind of want to just put it out there.
We're all doing a lot, you know?
Yeah. We're pretty exhausted. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I
ended up
somebody
falling
crashing
asleep.
with me. I
I'm
got somebody
sorry.
crashing with me this weekend. I got to clean up around here. That's it. What
Wow.
What was your thing? What's your show?
I was just going to say I fell asleep halfway through the Dune thing that we were talking about earlier, so I had to watch it a second time. You know how exhausting that was?
Right.
True story.
I left a comment on that video, and it took me a while to sort of like word what I wanted to say. That was a struggle.
Did you say this doesn't make me want to be a sound engineer?
I said that I would like some sort of mini documentary about the making of the sound for this specific
yeah.
about making sound for the movie.
Thank you for that comment. Beautiful. That's very silly.
We'll see if it happens. I haven't checked comments for a while. Regular Cat Convo, just enjoying the show. This is an old one, but I'm sure it still counts. Check out
the show that we're doing is an old one.
No, this comment is old.
Okay. Hey, if they are watching it in the future, like a couple 100 years, a generation or two, this would be an old episode.
Yes.
Sure.
And
especially if we could do this for another, say all 4 of us live for like 30, 40 years more.
Plus.
Yeah, we would hope. Yeah, plus. Sure. I mean, that's a lot of episodes we're going to be doing.
It's true. A lot of special episodes too. Eventually, we'll have to fill the.
Yeah, we're going to do other stuff and expand as artists, but like we'll always come back to have a cool stoner morning show. Jay, listen, man, let it go. We're dead. Thousands of years now. You got to just be the one to push us through. Like let them know that, sure in life, like we're just here for just a little blip of a second, and very few get it to be as lucky as you have a second chance.
Yeah.
At life like this, but like just knowing that you're out there still making people laugh, making people stoned.
Mm-hmm.
You got some cool space weed right now, Jay. Just let us, just remember us.
Wow, this guy makes people stoned. That's a legacy.
You'll get stoned right now.
Say hi to Sean, Lex, Jason, Kunis, or JQ, and little Lex, Sean, Kunis also.
And I would like to propose if anybody brings us back, that you bring us back as like a 3-headed person.
All right,
I'll have you.
Try it.
Oh man.
Hey, that's evolution, not revolution. So if it happens, it happens.
You know what? Well, I'm going to say, because I believe that if we can imagine it, it's going to happen. I'm going to also apologize to the Lex part of me that's a 3-headed stoner morning show beast. Mm-hmm. I hope that you're enjoying life, and I hope that it's not as uncomfortable as my imagination is in that situation. Not that I don't love the Sean head or the Jay head. Just kind of want to jerk off on my own by once in a while, you know? I don't know whose hand it is sometimes.
Yeah, but it's my dick because I'm the middle head.
Oh.
Maybe all of the physiology is different. Maybe the sexual organs are in the inside, and
Good.
we can pleasure
Yeah.
ourselves in private.
They do say
somehow.
the number one, the biggest sexual organ is your brain.
Mm.
That's comfort. Three-headed Lex.
Yeah.
Part of it.
Thank you, Regular Cat Radio.
Yes. Regular Cat Radio just made Jason's afternoon or weekend.
That's right.
And
That's
future. I'll say this about Boba Fett now. Now that we're on the topic.
Please, because it's been in my back of my head for a while.
Okay.
Go.
There are fans who are upset with the show Boba Fett, which I think is bullshit. Whatever. I mean, I have minor gripes, but whatever. I'm enjoying it. But
yeah,
people have been saying that the best 2 episodes of Boba Fett have focused on things other than Boba Fett. And they're like, oh, so now finally the Boba Fett show is good when Boba Fett is not in it. But I am here to say, but you're still watching the Boba Fett show. So I don't care what episodes you like more than others. It's now you like the show. The show that you said you were not a fan of, you are now a fan of.
It's the same writers.
Yes.
Maybe you don't like the character of Boba Fett.
Yeah, which I think is also bullshit.
Hey, listen.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Boba Fett's one of the most popular characters in Star Wars history.
Yes.
Yet most of it is not about Boba Fett.
Right.
Most of all of Star Wars is not about Boba Fett. So why are you so surprised now?
Yeah, I agree.
Guys, I'd like to let you know that I haven't seen the new Boba Fett, and I'm still a big fan of Boba Fett.
Yeah. I don't think I spoiled anything. I did give away some of the vibeness of
I have a question about.
I gave away the temperature in the room.
Well, hey man, you're in the moment.
Yeah.
Sean, are they still making The Mandalorian?
I think another season will be out this year. They don't know when. But yes.
So they went Mandalorian, then they go Boba Fett, and they're going back to The Mandalorian?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I know. It's a lot to keep track of.
But you know what? I really like stuff like that. If you're going to be that much of a gigantic monstrosity of a financial beast, I want to see something that I can't see, you know? And I hope you let people who make interesting stuff that you don't want to do, make it. I was talking to Disney there. But, man, I do think those kind of things, the Star Wars stuff that they're doing now, like the MCU stuff, I'm fascinated by it. It's cool.
Absolutely.
It's
you know what? That's what I remember was going to talk about when I forgot. It's that I might have said this before that like Disney is rumors like they're going to buy out all movie theaters, like AMC movie theaters and all the like things, and make them into these like mini Disney experiences because they know that the interaction with like the human experience is the next thing to sell. Just like you talking about going into somebody's brain, they're going to be the ones to do it. You're going to go to Disney and you get to be goofy for a while. And you're like, this is ridiculous.
I'm slightly annoyed by that, only because Disney is putting themselves in a position to be loved more than grandma and grandpa in some ways. It's like we have to now pass our love of Disney on to our kids, which is fine. We're going to do that about something. But it's like, aren't our grandparents more important than Disney? I don't know. I think it's like... I think Pixar makes us cry too much.
I don't know. Did your grandparents vote for Trump?
My grandparents were.
I'm joking.
Gone.
I'm joking. That's obviously I'm talking about how, of course, they're for it.
I get it. Yeah, it's like we're making it easy for us to not love our
disassociate from our families.
Yeah. Because we at least we have our Disney to love. So I don't know.
Well, it's going to be
I don't know what my point is, but
I think that I hope, and I think that's where you start seeing dystopian future and Star Trek future is like the balance between knowing that we're humans and knowing that we are evolving and we are also creators so that we can dictate which way we're moving, you know. And some people are going to use that for bad, and it's happening now. Some people are using it for bad, some people are using it for good. Yeah. But like the more people know and agree that that's what's happening, the more we can steer the ship in a, you know, using your mind, pushing it forward kind of way.
Right.
I just
it all starts with an individual, and then you all come together. Trippy, man.
I perish the thought of a dystopian Disney future.
Yeah. Listen, that is, you're going to go into a virtual world. They're going to have, you don't think that Disney's going to have the best kind of virtual reality world, this metaverse that is happening?
Right.
You're going to be able to go into Disney, and you're going to go into Roger Rabbit world, and you're going to go into Mickey Mouse world, and your kids are going to get taught by Mickey Mouse if they want. You know, you could sign up for it. Disney does. It's a sick thing because it is so financially. But I've been to Disney World. They give you a perfect world. You know, it's like the Matrix vermin. Yeah, where you're just like, but you know that people suffer for it. That's what. Go ahead.
I gotta correct you. There is no Roger Rabbit world in Disney. That's Paramount Plus world.
Dude, let me blow your mind. Disney now owns Paramount.
Yeah, how about that?
Oh, fuck.
Just like they own Sony and they own MCU. Dude, they are just... They own... Guess what? They own the president.
Yeah.
They own They own Joe Biden.
They own our seed. Disney owns
where do you think
the food we grow.
Where do you think they get them? The Hall of Presidents, man. They don't put them there. They bring them from there. Yeah.
Wow. That is a scary Westworld type of show.
Man, I miss being high. I haven't been high in a week. I haven't been high since last show, guys.
Wow. That's a milestone.
It's productive. Yeah. Sometimes you got to take a break, but it's also silly fun to think silliness. You guys.
Yep. Speaking of silliness, Facebook asked if I wanted to share a memory from 8 years ago, which I did. And it makes me laugh. The memory from 8 years ago was the Bigfoot shave and Live Amongst Us.
Yeah.
I've had Bigfoot on my mind since a child, I guess.
Yeah, Bigfoot's a fascinating character.
Right. I hope he's real. I hope he's having fun.
Just this past week, I remember, I think it was Thursday after my show, I was taking a motorbike home, and I thought of the Church of Bigfoot, which we should reach out to, maybe, friend of the show.
Yeah.
He was fun, and I think he's right in our vein.
Right.
Yeah, I wonder how the church is doing.
I don't know if we're members. I think he said that he made us honorary members.
Nice. Well, I feel at least like we're friends of.
Yeah, we haven't checked in with the Church of Bigfoot in a while.
Good. Let's put it out there.
Yeah.
Hey, let's put it out. We'll talk a little bit or not. I mean, it's so quick, but because we got a couple minutes. But I'm definitely coming back to America towards the end of March.
Oh, cool.
So if anybody knows of shows that I could get on, or all of us can get on, let's do it. Or locations, anywhere after.
We're talking paid gigs here, preferably.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'll definitely be there throughout March all the way till at least April 20th, because that's a holiday.
Yeah.
At least.
Hey, the Buckland Witchcraft Museum, who's watching on YouTube, gave a shout out to the Reformed Church of Bigfoot, our mother of our holy traveler, which may or may not be a real thing. We don't know.
I don't know, but either way, it made me giggle because I love that the Church of Bigfoot has church problems and they have to split up like that.
Splinters. Yeah.
It's disappointing. I mean, it's human nature, and I guess maybe Bigfoot nature.
Protestant Church of Bigfoot splinter groups. And so you're going to be coming back. Yeah, we do need to do shows. I mean, we just have to. We have to be doing shows. That's it.
Well, that's like super fun anyway.
Right.
And that's what we do. And so that's exactly why I'm coming back, is to do shows.
That's right.
We
did a show. We did a show upstate last weekend, right, Jason?
Yep.
It was a blast. We made it fun.
Thanks, B-Mills.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just put it out there.
Yeah, we should just talk about that a little bit. Jason, tell us about last weekend. It was fun, right?
It was a blast. What more could we say? There was weed, there was laughing, and Sean arm wrestled like half of the audience.
I arm wrestled
got a question.
7 people.
Oh yeah, I saw pictures of that.
Yeah.
How'd you do? You took it seriously, right?
No, well, I took it seriously in that I was arm wrestling for fun. I wasn't arm wrestling for the win.
Okay.
I did it to be fun.
Yeah.
And I won.
Yeah,
and
so you weren't disappointed if you lost. It's just funny.
Yeah. If anybody lost arm wrestling me, you should feel stronger knowing that it's harder to arm wrestle and then lose than to not arm wrestle at all.
Yes.
Right?
Especially multiple times.
Yeah. I mean, for them, if they lost, they shouldn't feel bad because they tried.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the experience.
Yeah.
A shooter's got to shoot.
Right.
Shooter's got to shoot.
What, Sean? I'm sorry. I was distracted by your awesome T-shirt. What can you show us? What does it say?
It says Centaur of Attention.
Oh yes. All right. Nice.
Solid.
It's yeah. It's a little too cocky of a shirt in my mind, but I don't have a lot of cocky shirts, so it's. I think it evens out my wardrobe.
Yeah.
You know. Lex,
the only ironic T-shirts out here are the ones that are misspelled because they're just,
Got it. Lex, are you doing shows this week in Bangkok?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If anybody watches here in Bangkok, Thursday night, I've been doing New York comedy at PG O'Brien's on Sukhumvit across the W District, and it honestly is a really dope show. And this week I'm going to do I'm doing all some of the newer comics who don't have as much time as what I've been letting the other comics do. So it's going to be about 10 of us doing about 10 minutes, and they'll have fun. And also, I like it because I hope they know I'm just trying to give them a space where they could do whatever the hell they want to do. And it's not like you have to come do your best. But right now, it's been like they're all doing it just seems like they're doing their best. It's awesome.
Yeah. Awesome.
I was to say they're not trying. It's not even the same material. It's just like a really good room. And it's fun.
Yeah.
I hope more people come and watch it.
Wonderful.
Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
You?
Shows?
Well, Stoner Morning Show, every Monday. Tiny Cupboard.
Yeah. Tiny Cupboard, me and Ralph. Zarif is usually there providing house music.
Is it actually house type music, or it's the house's music?
He's like the house band. He plays what he calls ocean music, which it's
okay.
It's a lot, sometimes acoustic guitar, but it's just very,
I just didn't know if he was playing like 90s,
he does a lot of slide guitar.
Yeah, slide guitar. He does slide guitar. Yeah, and that's a Tiny Cupboard.
You also got something coming out on the 12th, right?
A weird last minute show in Harlem on the 12th. Yes.
Nice.
Nice.
It's called Free Brownies, and we're not saying what's happening inside, but it's good, safe adult 21 and over stoner-ish fun. Yeah. Some performances. It's a kind of a jam night. It'll be fun. Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah.
Very cool.
We're almost done. Who has some last? Jason, take it away.
Take it away.
Yeah. What do you got?
Do you want to say anything to yourself in the future?
Be strong. Don't let the sheriff's department get you down, and
wow.
and you can make this, guy. You got this. There's a thumbs up for you.
Good. All right.
Pep talk for the future. That's
Well,
our that's the
our
show for today.
I think I'm gonna end this one right at an hour.
Do it
Yeah. So like 1, 2.
now.